My aha moment to my Jewish journey was coming from Poland on the March of the Living to going to Israel. Very first place we went was Yad Vashem. You walk into the museum and you see a light at the end of the tunnel. As you make your way through the tunnel, you finally get to the end point, a balcony overlooking all of Israel. And it was at that moment that I realized why we're all here. It's more than just a simple cause. It's what brings us together.
The next step of my Jewish journey is really the commitment I've made today and I'm going to make going forward to really work within the community, to work alongside and walk alongside my fellow Horizon graduates and the graduates that have come before and the many graduates that will follow, to really find out what's going to make a difference in the community and be an impact. So that's the next step of my Jewish journey.
I am inspired to be a Jewish leader by my parents, Susan and Sandy Leonard. They've instilled wonderful values in my sister and I growing up and have been great role models for involvement in the Jewish community.
I think my aha moment was actually week 1, where we did the group activities. We were assigned to groups to make boats that float with just cardboard and some duct tape and some plastic bags. And normally I'm a leader, and one of the other group mates that I had a great idea. So instead of trying to lead and change the idea, I just followed and helped be as efficient as and effective as I could be to the group. We ended up having a great boat, and it kind of showed me that I don't always need to be the leader to give input and help the group succeed.
My aha moment in this Jewish journey in the Horizons program was getting to meet so many different types of leaders within the Jewish community and hear their perspective on what being a leader and what that community means to them. And it showed me that there are a lot of different ways to be a leader and that we all have our own journey, and I'm excited to continue to explore that within Jewish Broward.
So my most significant experience, I think, was really just meeting the group of people. I personally really like the Jewish journey part. I think it's really cool to not just meet new people and become friends with them, but actually learn about the communities and the family traditions that they come from. So I thought it was very, very awesome and interesting that we got a group of about, I think, 20 or so professionals that have many of us have not really met one another before, and we're able to mesh so quickly together, get on virtual happy hours even during pandemics like this, and be friends. And I think that's really awesome, especially for somebody who's not from Florida moving down, starting a family. It's really great to know that there's people like us around the corner. So that was something that was very awesome for me in this whole Horizons experience.
Aha moment was when I went on Birthright, and I really got to know the Israeli soldiers. And one particular moment was when we were at Mount Herzl and we were walking around, and she was showing me the graves of her close friends and people who died fighting for Israel. And it really just showed me what it means to be Jewish and how important it is that Israel is alive and well, and that the Jewish identity continues, because if it doesn't, then we're all not here. So it's really important.
Community inspires me to be a Jewish leader. I've grown up in South Florida my whole life. There's been times I've been more involved, less involved within the Jewish community, but overall, what makes me want to be a Jewish leader is right here at home, helping those in need, and especially throughout this Horizons program, I've definitely been able to locate the areas that I feel I can make a difference and be a leader and donate my time, donate in however way I can at the time. And I think that just participating in events and going and listening and learning, we can be the leaders. We know we can discuss issues happening in our community, and we can raise our voice whenever there's something to be said. So definitely right here at home in Broward is what inspires me to be a Jewish leader.
Become more involved in the community and take on a role in the Jewish Federation.
What inspires me to be a Jewish leader are the Holocaust survivors, hearing the survivor stories and learning more about our history as Jewish people always makes me want to do better. Also, our empowering Jewish community and the programs supported by the Federation, which I learned more about during our Horizons program, is super inspiring to me, just seeing how many people are involved in supporting our communities and need, and the impacts that they've been able to make definitely inspires me. And then last but not least, I'm inspired by my fellow Horizons graduates, previous graduates, our co-chairs, really everyone involved in the class, for just everyone's commitment in wanting to make a difference in the community.
Well, as we all know, there is a significant history of persecution of Jews, and there still is that anti-Semitism today to an extent. And this type of thing inspires me to be a Jewish leader, to prove to anyone out there who might have these negative feelings that we as Jews either can't make a difference in the world, to prove that we can. And those are the types of things that I look towards. I look to successful business people from time to time as well as an inspiration. I view leaders, entrepreneurs, like little known is that Mark Cuban is a Jew. I watch a lot of Shark Tank. I've followed him for a lot of years. He's someone who I'd like to emulate in my life and career. So.
The most significant part of my Horizons experience was meeting and connecting with fellow young Jewish leaders in our community.
What inspires me to be a Jewish leader is realizing that I've crossed the boundary or the point in my life where I'm going from what can the Jewish community do for me into the Jewish community needs leaders and helpers, and I'm capable of doing both of those things. So I should be dedicating myself to that responsibility. It's realizing that for a lot of years, whether it be when I was a youth or when I was a student, or when I was early in my phases of being a young professional, that there were so many different outlets and opportunities that were afforded to me to be part of the Jewish community, to interact with the community, to find connections with other peoples and then connections within myself. And then realizing that as you get older, it's your responsibility to make sure that those opportunities are given again to the next generation, the people who will come behind you, so that they can have those same opportunities. If somebody did it for you, so it's now your turn to pass it on.
My cousin, Harvey Krugman, was the chairman of Lehman Brothers, and he inspires me to be a Jewish leader, as he was an inspiration that led Israel to start its technology development program. This was a program in the 1980s, early 90s between Israel and Wall Street. And over the years, I had many conversations with him regarding the successful pipeline, but seeing all the good work he did for Jewish people in Israel, I hope to become a Jewish leader myself.
So I'm excited to apply all the skills that we learned in Horizons to our community. And I'm looking forward to being on the Family Engagement Committee and connecting with other Jewish families. Being the mother of a newborn, I'm excited to network and build connections with other new moms, provide and offer support, and just give back to Jewish community. I also intend to volunteer and engage in other philanthropic endeavors, specifically in the areas that need it most in our community, which we learned about during the Horizons program.
I think that being proud of my traditions and my family and having the ability to share that with others, especially others within this Horizons group and others outside that inspires me to become a Jewish leader.